ratio in a tight, close game as it ended at the end. And then, we just didn't complement each other. We go 3 and out to start that game, and then they go all the way down, score a touchdown, and followed up with another, 3 and out offensively, and then come out at halftime. They get the ball, need a stop, they take it down, and then we go 3 and out. So, and then on the flip side of that, I mentioned yesterday, right before halftime, our defense gets a crucial stop, and offense, we drive it down there, and then we come away with no points. We don't make the field goal. And so really, look, that team played really well, but we couldn't get out of our own way either. Just had a number of errors, that have been uncharacteristic, and that tape speaks for itself, and we're going to learn from it, then we're going to burn it, and then we're moving on, because that's what we do. So we'll bounce back from this. Sometimes you got to get punched in the face, and before you know how to respond. And so I think this is good for us, and we're going to use this to our advantage and get ready for a division opponent on the road.
Yeah, there was news today that David Montgomery's suffered a significant knee injury. Can you just, detail that and what the outlook is for him?
Yeah, looks like he's gonna require surgery that'll put him out for the rest of the year. And he had gotten it at some point yesterday in that game. I mean, David's so tough, man. He continued to play through, and then got it checked out today, and and realized that's what it was. And I mean, he's just the ultimate teammate, ultimate competitor. We're going to miss him, man. He's another one of these guys that got us to this position, helped get us to where we're at. And man, the rest of us, we owe him to keep going and make sure that wasn't in vain. No different than Mac. Mac's out for the year. Same, he's got a knee injury. It's going to require surgery. Dorsey had his last night. CD, he's got a jaw. He'll be out. So, those guys helped us get to this point, so we owe it to them. They laid it on the line for us.
Can you speak to the confidence that you have in Jahmyr moving forward? I know there were a few games last year he had to step in and step up. Las Vegas is one to get 154 yards. Just the confidence you have that he can take on a bigger role. I know Craig and Baki probably will step up too, but maybe Gibbs in particular, that he can handle that. Yeah,
we got a lot of confidence in Gibbs. He's continued to get better and better as this season's gone, and and when given the opportunity, he's made a lot of plays. Man, he made some big plays for us yesterday. He brings the explosive element. He's getting better in the pass game, and then you see what he's able to do in the run game. So we have a ton of confidence. I think for him it's going to be, we got to use and maximize the reps that we have for him and be careful that we don't give him too much. We still got to be able to, be smart with him, but we need him. We need him, and that's the trick. So, those other guys, Craig's going to need to help us, which he'll be ready, and Baki potentially as well.
You said Davis will be out. Is that a season ender as well, or is there still maybe hope for
not sure yet on that one. Not sure how long that's going to be. I just know in the immediate future I don't see it.
In terms of that position, you have a lot of different directions you could go with backfilling that. How do you approach that this week with Mosley and Vildor, Meek, Branch? What's kind of the strategy to figure out what's best for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, that's something that we're going to go through. I mean, AG and I talked about that a little bit earlier today, and then, we're going to continue to discuss this as we go. But, who do we use to fill in for those spots? Who's going to give us the best opportunity to, to compete? And so, that's certainly E-Man is somebody we have on the roster. You see him. We already got Vildor, who helped us out, finish that game out. You still got TA. And you're right, Branch, he's somebody we got to talk about. What do we do with Branch? Do we keep him where he's at? Do we move him? We've got a Meek. Does a Meek stay inside? Does he go outside? if he start his clock this week, maybe, potentially, we just got to see. And because of that, we're going to need to practice a little bit to see where some of these guys that haven't practiced in a while are at, So we'll see. We got options, and we'll find the best combination of guys and go from there.
What is the psychological toll that injuries take on the locker room? How you're the boy, it's always next man up, but now it's next man up.
Yeah. Well, I don't think you get caught up in it. I think you most of the time, I think you're so, you're so focused on getting yourself prepared for the game and your unit prepared for the game that you just, that's where your focus has got to be. Everybody, we acknowledge the fact that, we've lost players, we've lost really good players, but nobody cares. Nobody cares, and nobody's going to give us a pass or put an asterisk next to your record. So what it means is some guys are going to have an unbelievable opportunity. Because of what has happened, that means now, and you're a guy who's on the vet squad, or you're a young player, or you're somebody that's been dying to get an opportunity, you're about to get it. And so that's a pretty cool thing. That's a pretty inspiring thing. What are you going to do with it? And it's up to us to give them a plan to where they can succeed. And I've said it before, we play with 3 units here. And we'll do what we have to do to win a game. And that's all that matters. That's all that matters from here on out, is that you just need to have one more point than the opponent, period.
With Goff's performance yesterday, obviously there was the hiccups at the beginning, but to throw for 494 yards, 5 touchdowns against a defense that knows you're going to be throwing, I guess, how would you characterize his performance yesterday after you watched the tape?
Yeah, played really well. It was as good as I thought it was in real time. It was really good. And you're right. He threw almost 60 times. I thought our protection was solid, man. Those guys up front did a good job in pass protection for most of the day. And, man, he stepped in there, made some huge throws. And then he also, he had to buy time on a couple of things. Moved around in the pocket, broke the pocket, extended a few things, which we had talked about, that he may need to do that. Ben had talked to him about that. And, Tim Patrick's touchdown was one of those. So, he just, he continues to play at a very high level right now. And, he's going to give us an opportunity to have a chance to win every game, man. He's playing at a very high level. And we're going to get our run game back on track, and that's only going to make things better. But that was the other story of yesterday. We couldn't shut down their run game, and we couldn't get ours going, so it turned in that kind of game. But, yeah, I can't say enough good things about Jared Goff right now. He's doing it.
Go ahead, Sean.
What do you think the issues have been with the run game, and is that a way that can help the defense a little bit?
Yeah. Absolutely. And I know even yesterday we came out from this, and it's frustrating because it's one guy here, and it's one guy there. It's not just, it's the scheme, it's the same player who's continuing to do. Man, it could be the receiver one play, it's the backside tackle one play, it's the tight end on one play, and so it's just we're taking turns a little bit on some things right now. But I'm telling you, it's all correctable. It's all correctable, and we will get it corrected, and absolutely it's going to help the defense. It's going to help us offensively be more efficient, and then it's going to help the defense because we can stay on the field, we can convert, and then we got to turn them into 7, not 3.
Dan, I wanted to ask about Justin and Jeff. Your last drive, and I don't know if it's the fog of the game, but it seemed like there wasn't a real sense of urgency to try to score as quickly as I can. Just thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. We got to do a better job of really pushing it there. There's some things, even when we were, getting position to clock it, we just got to, we got to get going a little bit more, and no excuse for that. That'll be something that we talk about. We got to have a little bit more emphasis to get that done. Absolutely.
You said Melifonwu, maybe. I didn't know if that meant maybe his clock was starting or maybe he could contribute his clock is starting.
Yeah, I see his clock starting, and so then it's, okay, that's good. We get him out at practice. Do we do we think he could help us as early as Sunday? I don't know that right now, and I won't until we get him out there running around a little bit.
Ennis.
I don't see him being ready. Not yet. He's close, but not yet.
Jeff, would if you'd be able to be a linebacker or safety, or how do you envision using him?
Yeah, it's tough to say. I mean, he could, depending on if we're talking about base downs, third downs, is there a place, is there a role? Is it, I wouldn't shut that down. I think wherever we feel like he can help, we're open to it.
You guys have faced adversity all year long. Mm-hmm. What is your overall message to your guys right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the same thing. Look, we all know it doesn't feel good to lose. Nobody likes losing, especially the guys in the locker room and the coaches who, put all this work into it, and you go down that way. And losing is one thing. It's also how we lost. That puts a bad taste in your mouth. So I think for us, man, what do you want to do about it? And that's how I view it. This is not time to freak out and panic and start acting like things are worse than they are. We lost a game. We didn't play well. And you know what? Why don't we go back to work and clean up those things that we talked about that hurt us yesterday in that game? And we do that, then we're going to have a chance to win the next one.
It's going to come through okay yesterday?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He's a little sore, but he came out okay.